Welcome, dear siblings. So, it is wild to think that we have been on this tarot plea journey for over a month now. Yet, we sure have. Last week, we left the warm presence of the Empress, and we now find ourselves in the orderly court of the Emperor. There is an intensity to this archetype that I feel hits different. It is one that in our current age begs many questions. And these questions cannot be ignored, and our tangling with them demands action. To begin, we shall meet the Emperor as he appeared to Marion Marou with these words. First there was she, the overflowing, boundless well of creativity. Then she gave birth to me. I am the force that leads her waters to a goal. I am defender of the boundaries. I am the giver of stability. I am the structure and the focus. Without me, she is everything. Without her, I am nothing. But keeping by her side, I am empowerer. Then I'm like the shepherd, gathering the herd, nourishing, protecting, and loving it tenderly, with all my powers keeping it safe. She is my love, and her love is me. Oh, Marion, I love your Emperor. Your Emperor has such a lovely balance and understanding of his own sovereignty. Thank you. I was speaking of my apprehension of approaching the Emperor with my dear friend Joanna, and in response to the archetype, this is what Joanna saw in the Emperor. So I will share with you here her vision. Joanna said, "From below, looking up at a relief of an emperor's face, not Diocletian, but looking unhuman, with cracks in it, many times larger than life. Doric pillars hold it above an empty throne with 4 ram's heads and a sword propped by its side. This stands amidst ruins, and in the background an older male figure can be seen helping people, either out of the collapsed rubble or else feeding sad-looking survivors with hot food. In my head, it is your characters, Ursula and Kufel, or at least children, who discover this, enhancing the scale of everything, and invoking the poem of Ozymandias. Whether or not that older man matches the feature in the relief is unclear. But the throne is simple, unupholstered, and uncomfy looking." Thank you, Joanna. This scene of a proactive emperor taking care of his people means a lot to me, and I believe it touches at the sensitive bits of this archetype. Now, let's check in on our little Ursula and Kufel as they approach the throne of the Emperor. Ursula wonders aloud how it is that she had just been in a lush forest at harvest time, and now she is in a desert. There is an empty throne that Kufel pounces right up into and makes himself very comfortable. And there is a thin, bearded man with blazing eyes sat on the sand near the throne, writing wildly in a notebook. Ursula asks him, "Are you the Emperor?" He looks up, his gaze intense, frenzied. No, I'm Bert. Oh, Ursula says. How is it I am in a desert when I was just in the woods? Bert shrugs. Perhaps it wasn't always a desert. Perhaps it was the Emperor who made it into a desert. Ursula was confused, but she sees a book and she begins to leaf through it. Within the book, Ursula finds her own name. And Kufel knows that it's going to take a while to understand this encounter. And that's okay. I would like to quickly share my headspace as I was approaching the Emperor this week. Traditionally, this card is about structure, especially societal structure, government, discipline. He is the father to the mother and the Empress. So I'll just say it. It's giving patriarchy, at least to me, and probably not just me. And there he sits in a blazing desert with only the tiniest trickle of a spring behind him. This called to my mind my desert childhood. From birth to the age of 12, I lived in the High Sierra Desert of both California and Nevada, and all I wished for was shade, rain, and green, and Sherwood Forest, of course. In my later teens, I revisited this desert and sneakily read a book from my grandmother's library, Women in Love by D.H. Lawrence. I had honestly never felt more seen by a book or more scared. Lawrence was constantly questioning the world humanity had created for itself, and doing it very dramatically as well, trying to escape the devastation of the Industrial Revolution and how we have separated ourselves from nature. I had a kindred spirit in Lawrence. His characters were the first that I ever met who felt and thought like me, and that was terrifying because it meant that the forbidden questions about, spirituality and religion and government and society that they expressed were also my questions. I never could have known that I would end up living where D.H. Lawrence lived, or that I would end up marrying a boy with the same beautiful broad Midlands accent that D.H. Lawrence had. He was a deeply traumatized person, D.H. Lawrence, with many flaws and some problematic takes, but also some real good stuff too. And like many people, he had parents who were also very flawed and traumatized. He particularly spent his emotional time railing against what I view as the Emperor and what the Emperor has made. I will let Alex portray Lawrence's dad for us.
Tell you what, my lad's going to be working down pit all his days. He ain't going to be doing no writing, no reading. He's going to be down pit where he belongs like his old man.
Yup. Emperor issues are nothing new on a systemic level, and Empress issues as well. Issues aren't new, guys. The world feels, once again, as if the Emperor is reversed. The scars of colonialism, rampant capitalism, the fascism that never died, toxic gender roles and binaries. It is overwhelming. Yet, I believe we must question the Emperor. And in our questioning, we must take action, even if we can only take the smallest of actions for ourselves. Just because someone holds the title of Emperor, or Father, or Mother, any authority, it doesn't mean that we cannot question them. It is important that we honor our personal sovereignty and our collective sovereignty. Let's just say shadow work needed on a global scale. I was nervous about approaching the Emperor, but I believe that for myself personally, it has been the most important meditation thus far. And I'm grateful for the purity and the goodness of the emperor as viewed by Marion Marou, just giving that, just purity, that love, a good emperor. And much the same in Joanna's emperor as well. And I'm very excited to present to you Mary's emperor, which I think will be a perfect call to action for us.
Hone your focus as you pursue action with the Emperor. A depiction of masculinity, the Emperor is structured and carries immense authority. He is practical and a fierce protector. The male tiger defends his territory with precision and structure. He is strict and unwavering, consistently parading the perimeter of his territory. Admittedly, this was a tender project for me. My own relationship with authority and structure is squishy at best, but the Emperor invites us to embrace the stability that supports us. Structure and diligence often begets great change. The unwavering strength of the Emperor is a brilliant and welcome balance to the soft creative side of the Empress. By embracing our inner Emperor and equipping true focus, we can step into our authority and create brilliant, definitive change.
Perfect. Thank you, Mary. So, let's use the powers of the Emperor to heal our lives. And by doing that, we help heal the world. Thank you to everyone who was on this journey with us. And if you would like to join us, there will be information in the description box below. And make sure to join us next week for the Hierophant. Same place, same channel, and I promise it'll be a little bit more focused and less messy than this one. Editing this one was rough for me, guys, but it was good. Love y'all so much, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye!